If you are joining the stream, welcome to the SEC Varsity Women's Dive Championship held at Ann Arbor Huron Skyline High School. We are moments away from beginning the meet. The warm-ups are complete, and we have a lot of divers coming at you here very soon. We'll read through the list, get you a diving order here just momentarily. Okay, so in the championship, we have 23 divers today in the championship, and we will run through the diving order now, although probably the people coming in will be covering that throughout the rounds. The first diver from Saline High School will be Hannah Ross. In the second position, from Ann Arbor Huron, will be Annie Costello. Third, Ava Turner from Saline High School. Fourth, Maddie Robbins from Skyline. Fifth, Ella Hobson from Saline. Sixth, Alice English from Saline. Seventh, Julie Park, Ann Arbor. Eighth, Avery Mikowski, Saline. 9, Violet Schrag, Ann Arbor Skyline. 10, Maggie Thomas from Huron. 11, Sophia Parasek, Saline. 12, Erica Schultz from Saline. 13, Peyton Horning from Skyline. 14, Satara Baxendale from Huron. In the 15th spot, Rachel Bryant White from Saline. 16th, Madison Bell, Pioneer. 17th, Jill Vikovicius from Skyline High School. And we'll break for the national anthem. Returning to our diving order, in the 17th position, Jill Vikovicius from Ann Arbor Skyline. And 18th, Alexandra Mercier from Pioneer. 19th, Gabriella Richards, Saline. 20th, Jordan Marlin, that was Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer. 21, I think it's Camille Lafleur, Saline. And 22nd, Isabel Basulto, Saline. And 23rd, Natalie Mello from Pioneer. Again, 23 total divers. The pool announcer is reading the diving order at the moment, so we've got a couple of minutes there. I will be doing my best to keep you up to date on the data and the information. I will confess right away, I'm a little disorganized. I snuck away from work to come cover this event and just rushed to get set up. So a lot of divers, a lot of data coming at us. What I'll try to do, I know that they go very quickly between the dives. So before and after the dives, I will try to give you a quick synopsis of the dive they're going to perform and the scores after. And to the best of my ability, keep track of who's in the leading position. The scoreboard in the pool does show me who the lead diver is, but it does not show me all positions. So, as always, when I do these events, say none of my reporting can be official. It's my best to keep up on the information as it comes across from the scoreboard and the pool announcer. So be sure to check Meet Mobile for official results after the meet. We should be getting ready to dive pretty soon here. Not certain what that was about. There must have been something floating in the water that they wanted to clear from the diving position. Our first diver is going to be Hannah Ross from Saline High School. Hannah's going to be performing a 201C back dive in the tuck position. That's a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Still waiting for something here. The judges are now in their chairs with their score pads. We have 5 judges. I will see if I can get all 5 scores. More importantly, I'm going to try to read the total award, which compounds the degree of difficulty with the individual scores, so you can get a feel for how your diver's doing against the field. All right, I think we have the approval to get going. So here we go. Our first diver, Hannah Ross with Saline. It's a 201C back dive in the tuck position, a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Scores for Hannah. Still waiting for the scores. Nothing on the board yet. Don't know. They may be still having some trouble with the pads. And they have powered off the scoreboard, so I think they're resetting it, trying to get it restarted. We may have a little bit of a delay here. Still holding for scores for Hannah. Annie Costello from Ann Arbor Huron is waiting patiently on the board. Four five, 4.5, 4.0, 4.0, and 4.5. Her total score of 19.5. Annie is going to dive a 401B. That's an inward dive in the pike with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Scores for Annie. I think I'll just stick with the total awards. 32.25. Next up, Ava Turner from Saline, an inward dive in the pike position. That's a 401B. 1.5 degree of difficulty. And the total award for Annie, or for Ava, sorry, that would be Ava, 26.25. Madeline Robbins, Ann Arbor Skyline High School, a forward dive in the pike. That's a 101B. It's a 1.3 degree of difficulty. Scores for Maddie. $18.2. Next up, Ella Hobson from Saline, a 201C. That's a back dive in the tuck, a degree of difficulty of 1.5. Total award for Ella is 21.75. Alice, English from Saline High School, a 401B, inward dive in the pike, a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Alice. 31.5. That brings us to Julie Park from Ann Arbor, Huron, who will dive a 401B. The same dive, an inward dive in the pike, a 1.5 degree of difficulty. $28.5. Next up, Avery Mikowski from Saline, a 202A. That's a back one somersault in the straight position, a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Score for Avery, 24.65. Violet Schrag, Ann Arbor Skyline High School, is next with a 101B, forward dive in the pike, a 1.3 degree of difficulty. Total award for Violet, 24.05. In the 10th spot, Maggie Thomas from Ann Arbor, Huron, with a 401B, inward dive in the pike, 1.5 degree of difficulty, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Maggie, 27 even. Sophia Parasek from Saline is next with a 401C, inward dive in the tuck, a 1.4 degree of difficulty. Sophia's total award, 23.1. Erica Schultz is next from Celine, a 101C, forward dive in the tuck. That's a 1.2 degree of difficulty. .6. Next, Peyton Horning from Skyline, a 103B. That's a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike position. Degree of difficulty is 1.7. Scores for Peyton, 27.2. In the 14th diver, Sitara Baxendale from Ann Arbor, Huron. It's a 401C, inward dive in the tuck. Degree of difficulty is 1.4. Score for Sitara, 17.5. Rachel Bryant White from Saline High School is next with a 401C, inward dive in the tuck. Same dive, 1.4 degree of difficulty. Score for Rachel, 20.3. The 16th diver, Madison Bell, is from Pioneer. She'll dive a 401B, inward dive in the pike position, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Madison, 21.75. 17th, Jill Vikovicius, Ann Arbor Skyline, a 401B, inward dive in the pike, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Jill, 24 even. Alexandra Mercier, Pioneer High School, a 201B back dive in the pike. Degree of difficulty is 1.6. Score for Alexandra, 34.4. Gabriella Richards, Saline High School, a 401B, inward dive in a pike position, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Gabriella, 26.25. 20th, Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a 401B, inward dive in the pike, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Jordan, 26.25. Same as Gabriella on the same dive, and a third diver, Camille Lafleur from Celine, also doing a 401B, inward dive in the pike with a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Camille, 15.75. Isabella Basalto is next from Celine, diving a 401C, inward dive in the tuck, degree of difficulty 1.4. Score for Isabella, 21 even. Isabel, 21 even. And the final diver in the first round, Natalie Mello from Pioneer, a 401B, inward dive in the pike, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Natalie, 24.75, excuse me. After the first round, if I can track, I think Alexandra Mercier has the high score of 34.4. It's followed second by Annie Costello, 32.5. This is Hannah Ross from Celine with a 301C reverse dive in the tuck. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Score for Hannah, 17.6. Next, Annie Costello. A Huron, 201B, back dive in the pike, 1.6 degree of difficulty. They have not updated the board yet, so that's why she's waiting there. That pause gave me a moment to identify Alice English as the third place diver after the first round. Annie's score in the second round here, 36 even. Next diver, Ava Turner from Celine, a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault in the pike, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Ava's score for 25.5. Maddie Robbins from Skyline, a 201C back dive in the tuck, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Maddie, 18.75. Ella Hobson will be next. A 202C back 1 somersault in the tuck. It's a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Ella, 22.5. After the first round, going back, Julie Park finished the first round in 4th position. This is Alice English. Inward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Degree of difficulty 2.4. Score for Alice, 38.4 for a total of 69.9. Julie Park is next. A forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Scores for Julie. 29.75. Total of 58.23. Avery Mikowski from Celine, a one somersault with a half twist in the free, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Scores for Avery. 17 for a total of 41.65. Violet Schrag is going to do a 401B inward dive in the pike, a 1.5 degree, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Avery. Oh, that was for Violet. I'm sorry. Is 27. Maggie of 402C, inward 1 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Maggie. 23.2. Next, Sophia Parasak from Celine High School with a forward 1 somersault with 1 twist, a full twist in the free position. That's a 1.9 degree of difficulty. .5 with a total of 51.6. Erica Schultz from Celine, a 401C inward dive in the tuck, a 1.4 degree of difficulty. Award for Erica, 22.4 for a total of 44 even. Next, Peyton Horning from Pylon from Skyline. Just going to dive a 201C back dive in the tuck, a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Peyton. 22.5 for a total of 49.7 after 2 rounds. Satara Baxendale from Ann Arbor, Huron, a 402C, inward 1 somersault in the tuck. That's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. And Satara is holding up, waiting for the scoreboard to update. The board's now ready. Score for Satara, 18.4, a total of 35.9. Rachel Bryant White from Celine. The same dive, a 402C, inward 1 somersault in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Rachel, 19.2 for a total of 39.5 after 2 dives. Madison Bell from Pioneer, a 201B back dive in the pike position. That's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Madison, 30.4 for a total of 52.15. Jill Vukovicius from Skyline, a 101B forward dive in the pike, a 1.3 degree of difficulty. And the score for Jill, 22.10 for a total of 46.1. Alexandra Mercier from Pioneer, a 401B inward dive in the pike, 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score for Alexandra, 27.75 for a total of 62.15. Gabriella Richards from Celine High School, a 103B forward 1.5 somersault in the pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Score for Gabriella, 29.75 for a total of 56 even after 2 dives. Jordan Marion from Pioneer, a 103B forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Score for Jordan, 28.9 for a total of 55.15. Next up, Camille LaFleur from Celine, a 402C, inward 1 somersault in the tuck, degree of difficulty 1.6. Score for Camille, 26.4 for a total of 42.15. Isabel Basulto, Celine High School, inward 1 somersault in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Isabel, 24 even. The last diver of the round, Natalie Mello, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Degree of difficulty 1.7. Score for Natalie. All right, they've got a pause here. We'll get the score for Natalie, but while we're after this round, we should have Alice English leading with a score of 69.9, followed by Annie Costello, 68.25. Third, Sophia Parasek, 57.6. Fourth, Julie Park, 52.23. Oh, did we get... Is that Natalie's score? 17. 17 for Natalie for a 41.75. Okay, we're on to Hannah Ross for the start of the third round. Saline High School, a inward one somersault in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Fifth place after the second round, I think, is Madison Bell. For Hannah, 21.6 for a total of 58.7 after 3 dives. Annie Costello, second place after the second round. That's a back 1.5 somersault in the pike position. 2.3 degree of difficulty. Score for Annie. 43.7 for a total of 111.95 after 3 dives. Ava Turner from Saline, a 104C, forward 2 somersaults in the tuck. It's a 2.2 degree of difficulty. Word for Ava, 42.9 for a total of 94.65. Maddie Robbins from Skyline, a 202C, back 1 somersault in the tuck. Degree of difficulty 1.5. Total award for Maddie, 14.25 for a total of 51.2 after 3 dives. Ella Hobson, our leader, reverse dive in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. I'm sorry, Ella was not our leader. That was Alice. Alice is the next diver. Ella's score, 24.8 for a total of 69.05. Now our leader, Alice English from Saline. That's the leader after 2 rounds. Scores for Alice, 35.7 for a total of 105.6 after 3. Julie Park, Ann Arbor Huron, a 104C, forward 2 somersaults in the tuck. Degree of difficulty is 2.2. I think Julie was in 4th place after the second round. Her score, 37.4 for a total of 95.65. Avery Mikowski from Saline, a 402C, inward 1 somersault in the tuck. That's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Avery, 21.6 for a total of 63.25. Violet Schrag from Skyline, a 402C. That's an inward 1 somersault in the tuck. Degree of difficulty is 1.6. Score for Violet, 26.4 for a total of 77.45. Maggie Thomas from Huron, a 201A, back dive in the straight position, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Award for Maggie, 22.95 for a total of 73.15. Next up is Sophia Parasek from Celine, a forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. That's a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Sophia's award is 24 even for a total of 75.6. Erica Schultz from Celine, a 302C, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. That's a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Scores for Erica, 22.4 for a total of 66.4. Peyton Horning, Ann Arbor Skyline, a 203C, back 1.5 somersault in the tuck, degree of difficulty 2.0. Scores for Peyton, 26 even for a total of 75.7 after 3 dives. Next up, Satara Baxendale from Huron, back dive in the straight position, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Score for Satara, 20.4 for a total of 56.3. Rachel Bryant White, Celine, a 101B, forward dive in the pike, a 1.3 degree of difficulty. Score for Rachel, 19.5 for a total of 59 even. That brings us to Madison Bell from Pioneer, a back 1 somersault in the straight position, a 1.7 degree of difficulty. Madison Bell, her score, 24.65 for a total of 76.8. Jill Vikovicius from Skyline, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Score for Jill, 27.2 for a total of 73.3. Alexandra Mercier from Pioneer, an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck, 2.2 degree of difficulty. Score for Alexandra, 44 for a total of 106.15. Gabriella Richards, Saline High School. Forward 2 somersaults in the tuck position, a 2.2 degree of difficulty. Scores for Gabriella, 41.8 with a total of 97.8. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a forward 2 somersaults in the tuck, degree of difficulty 2.2. Score for Jordan, 32.5 for a total of 90.35. That brings us to Camille Lafleur. A forward 1 somersault, 1 twist in the free position. That's a 1.9 degree of difficulty. $27.55 for a total of 69.7 for Camille. Isabel Basalto, forward dive in the pike, 1.3 degree of difficulty. $13.65 for a total of 58.65. And the last diver of the round, Natalie Mello from Pioneer, a forward 2 somersault in the pike, degree of difficulty 104B. While we're waiting for scores, quickly, after the third round, our leader is going to be Annie Costello with a score of 111.95. Second will be Alexander Mercer. Natalie's score is 23 for a total of 64.75. Third place, Alice English, 105.6. Starting the fourth round, Hannah Ross for Saline High School. After the third round, fifth place is Julie Park, 95.65. Oh, I jumped ahead here. Hannah had an 18.7 for a total of 77.4 after her fourth dive. So sorry, Gabriella Richards was in fourth at 97.8, and Julie Park was in fifth after the third round. This is Annie Costello from Huron with a reverse 1.5 somersault in the pike. Degree of difficulty 2.2. Annie is our leader after the third round. Her scores in the fourth, 38.4 for a total of 150.35. Ava Turner from Saline is next with a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Degree of difficulty is 2.2. Scores for Ava's fourth dive, 41.8 for a total of 136.45. Maddie Robbins from Skyline, an inward 1 somersault in the tuck. That's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Awards for Maddie 14-4 for a total of 65.6. Ella Hobson from Celine, a 302C, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. It's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Ella, 20.8 and a total of 89.85 after 4 dives. Alice English, Celine High School. She's holding our 3rd position right at the moment. She'll do a forward 2 somersaults in the pike. Degree of difficulty, 2.3. Score for Alice, 36.8 for a total of 142.4. Some discussion. Maybe they're going to adjust the score. Somebody may have made a mistake. I think they're clearing Alice's. 37.95 for a total of 143.55. 143.55. Julie Park from Huron, a back 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Score for Julie, 33 for a total of 128.65. Avery Mikowski from Celine, a 103C, forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. It's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Avery, 24 even for a total of 87.25. Violet Schrag from Skyline, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. That's a 1.7 degree of difficulty. Score for Violet, 21.25 for a total of 98.7. Maggie Thomas from Huron, a 202A, back 1 somersault in the straight position. Award for Maggie, 19.55 for a total of 92.7 after 4 dives. Sophia Parasek, a 104C, forward 2 somersaults in the tuck. That's a 2.2 degree of difficulty. Award for Sophia, 15.4 for a total of 91 even. Erica Schultz from Celine is next with a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Score for Erica, 23.8 for a total of 90.2. Peyton Horney from Skyline, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. That's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Peyton, 24.8 for 100 even, 100.5 to be specific. Satara Baxendale, Ann Arbor Huron, a back one somersault in the tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. Score for Satara, 18.75 for a total of 75.05. Rachel Bryant White from Saline. Forward one somersault with a full twist in the free position. It's a 1.9 degree of difficulty. Score for Rachel, 27.55 for a total of 86.55. Madison Bell from Pioneer, an inward one somersault in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Madison, 23.2 for 100 even exactly. Jill Vikovicius, Skyline High School, inward one somersault with a tuck position, a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Scores for Jill, 26.4 for a total of 99.7 after 4 dives. Alex Mercier from Pioneer, a back 1.5 somersault in the pike position, a 2.3 degree of difficulty. Score for Alex, 35.65 for a total of 141.8 after 4 dives. Gabriella Richards from Saline, a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. It's a 2.2 degree of difficulty. Scores for Gabriella. People sighing a little here. She was very close to the board on that dive. 41.8, total of 139.6 after 4 dives. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a 401-3C, which is an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position, a degree of difficulty of 2.2. Scores for Jordan, 25.3 for a total of 115.63. Camilla LaFleur, Saline, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. $26.35 for a total of 96.05. Isabella Basolto from Saline, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. And for Isabel, 17.85 for a total of 76.5. Last diver of the fourth round, Natalie Mello, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a back one somersault in the straight position. Natalie's score, 25.5 for a total of 90.25. After 4 rounds, Annie Costello still in the lead with 150.35, followed by Alice English from Celine with a score of 143.55. This is Hannah Ross to start the third round. It's an inward dive in the tuck. Score for Hannah. Oh, they're saying there was an incomplete dive, so it's going to be a 0. Her total stays at 77.4. Annie Costello, reverse 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist in the free position. Annie's score, $34.1 for a total of 184.45. Ava Turner, a back one somersault with a half twist in the free position. Ava's from Celine. After the fourth round, Ava Turner was in third place. Her score this dive, 24.65 for a total of 161.10. Maddie Robbins, Skyline, a forward one somersault with one twist in the free position. Score for Maddie, $13.3 for a total of 78.9. Ella Hobson from Celine High School, a forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Degree of difficulty is 1.6. Ella's award, 22.4 for a total of 112.25. Alice English, our second place diver after the fourth round. That was a back one somersault with 1.5 twist in the free position, a 2.3 degree of difficulty. Her score, 37.95 for a total of 181.5. Julie Park was in fifth position after the last round. A back 1.5 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Julie, $34.65 for the dive for a total of 163.3. Avery Mikowski, Saline High School, a 104C, forward 2 somersaults in the tuck. the score for Avery. 31.9 on the dive, 119.15 total after 5 dives. Violet Shrag from Skyline, a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Violet, 24.65 for a total of 123.35. Maggie Thomas from Huron, a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Maggie, 24.65 for a total of 117.35. Sophia Parasek, Saline High School, a 201C back dive in the tuck. It's a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Score is 18.75 for a total of 109.75. And they're holding for something for Erica. Erica Schultz on the board. Erica Schultz from Saline will be diving a 52.21D. That's a back 1 somersault, 1/2 twist in the free position. Score for Erica, 17 even for 107.2 after 5 dives. That brings us to Peyton Horning from Skyline, a 104C, forward 2 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Peyton, 34.1 for a total of 134.6. Satara Baxendale from Huron, a 302C, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Satara, 20 even for a total of 95.05. Rachel Bryant White, Saline High School, a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Score for Rachel, 28.05. For a total of 114.6. Madison Bell, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Score for Madison, 22.95 for a total of 122.95. Jill Vikovicius from Skyline, a 202A, back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Jill. 22.1 for a total of 121.8. That brings us to Alex Mercier, who I have is in 4th place after the 4th round. She's with Pioneer, and she'll be diving a back 1 somersault with 1.5 twist in the free position. Score for Alex. 37.95, a total of 179.75. Gabriella Richards from Celine, a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. For Gabriella, a 25.5 and a total of 165.10. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a 202A, back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Jordan, 20.4 for a total of 136.05. Camille Lafleur from Celine, a 104C, forward 2 somersaults in the tuck position. Score for Camille. 25.3 for a total of 121.35. This is Isabel Basalto from Celine. A 1 somersault. That was a reverse 1 somersault in the tuck for Isabel. 20 for the dive, 96.5 for the total after 5 dives. Natalie Mello, rounding out the 5th round with a back 1 somersault with 1.5 twist in the free position. Score for Natalie, 37.95 for a total of 128.2. Beginning the final round, Hannah Ross with a 102C, forward 1 somersault in the tuck position. Our leader after going into the last round is still Annie Costello from Huron with a total of 184.45. I have in 2nd place after the 5th round, Alice English, the score of 81.5, 18.2 for Hannah, and 95.6 for a total score. Annie Costello, a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. She has the lead. This is her final dive. Score for Annie, 39.10 for a total of 223.55. Ava Turner. Ava Turner from Celine will have a back dive in the pike. Degree of difficulty 1.6. Score for Ava. 22.4 for a final score of 183.50. Maddie Robbins, a 401c inward dive in the tuck. Maddie is with Skyline. Score for Maddie. 18.9 for a total of 97.8. Ella Hobson from Celine. 401B inward dive in the pike position. Score for Ella. 18.75 for a total score of 131 even. Alice English's final dive. She's in second place. Alice is going to dive a reverse dive in the pike position, a 1.7 degree of difficulty. Alice's score, 32.3 for a total of 213.80. Julie Park from Huron, a back dive in the straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.1. Julie was in fifth place after the fifth round. Julie's score, 31.45 for a total of 194.75. Avery Mikowski, a reverse one somersault in the tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Avery's with Celine High School. Scores for Avery, 20.8 for a final score of 139.95. Violet Schrag with Skyline. Her final dive will be a back dive in the straight position, a 1.7 degree of difficulty. Violet score, 25.5 for a total of 148.45. Maggie Thomas, Ann Arbor Huron, a score of 101, dive of forward dive in the pike position, a 101B, 1.3 degree of difficulty. Maggie's score, a 19.5 for a total of 136.85. Folks, as I'm coming through the list here, I'm sorry, this will be Sophia Parasek from Celine High School, a reverse dive in the tuck. Sophia's score, 21.6 for a total of 131.35. So I was saying, when you sneak away from work to come stream a meet at the last minute, this is Erica Schultz, Celine High School, with a back dive in the pike position. So when you come at the last minute, you get some surprises, like they're going to do more than 6 rounds of diving, which they usually do. 18-4 for Erica, a total of 125.6. Peyton Horning from Skyline is next, a back 1 somersault with a 1.5 twist in the free position. So we actually have 2 more rounds of diving, where usually the 6, or 3 more. Usually the 6th round is the last. There will be 9 rounds tonight. Peyton Horning. Her score, 24.65 for a total of 159.25. Satara Baxendale from Huron. A forward dive in the straight position. Score for Satara, 17.5 and a total of 112.55. Rachel Bryant White, Saline High School. A back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Rachel, 25.5 for a total of 140.1. That brings us to Madison Bell from Pioneer, who will do a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. $25.5 for Madison, a total of 148.45 after 6 dives. Jill Vikovicius from Skyline, a back dive in the tuck position. Jill's score, 25.5 for a total of 147.3. Alex Mercer, who climbed to 3rd position after the last round, will dive a 301B reverse dive in the pike, a 1.7 degree of difficulty. $34 even on the dive for a total of 213.75. Gabriella Richards, who was in 4th after the last round, a back dive in the pike position. Scores for Gabriella from Saline, 28.8 for a total of 193.9. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a back dive in the pike position. Score for Jordan, 26.4 for a total of 162.45. Camille LaFleur from Saline will have a back dive in the straight position. Annie Costello is still in first place and will likely finish round 6 there. The race seems to be between Alice English in second place with a score of 213.8 and Alexandra Mercier with a score of 213.75. Just 5 100ths behind. Score for Camille, 22.95 for a total of 144.3. Isabella Basalto, Saline High School, a back 1 somersault in the straight position. Isabella's score, 22.95 for a total of 119.45. Natalie Mello from Pioneer, a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. $29.45 for Natalie, a total of 157.65. Starting round 7, Hannah Ross from Saline, a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. So my tracking has, well, let's hold on here, make sure I get that right. Score for Hannah, 28.5 for a total of 124.10. I have Julie Park in 4th place after the last round. This diver is Annie Costello, our leader. A reverse dive in the pike. Dive number 7. Score for Annie, 38.25 for a total of 261.80. Ava Turner from Saline High School, a back 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Score for Ava, 24 even for a total of 207.5. Maddie Robbins from Skyline, a 301C reverse dive in the tuck. Scores for Maddie, 22.4 for a total of 120.2. Ella Hobson, Saline High School, a 402C inward 1 somersault in the tuck. Score for Ella, 20 even for a total of 151 even. Alice English, our 2nd place diver, reverse 1.5 somersault in the tuck. It's a 2.1 degree of difficulty. Alice's scores, 35.7 for a total of 249.50. Julie Park, Ann Arbor Huron, a reverse dive in the tuck. Julie was in 4th position after the last round. Score for Julie, 17.6 for a total of 212.35. Avery Mikowski, Saline High School, an inward dive in the tuck position, a 1.4 degree of difficulty. Avery's score, 20.3 for a total of 160.25. Violet Schrag from Skyline, a reverse dive in the tuck position. Score for Violet, 22.4 for a total of 171.25. Maggie Thomas, a forward dive with a half twist in the straight position. Score for Maggie, 18.9 for a total of 155.75. Sophia Parasak from Saline High School, a reverse one somersault in the tuck position. Score for Sophia, 27.2 for a total of 158.55 after 7 dives. Eric Schultz, Saline High School, a back one somersault in the tuck position. Score for Erica, 16.5 for a total of 142.1. Peyton Horning from Skyline, an inward dive in the pike position, a 1.5 degree of difficulty. Scores for Peyton, 23.25 for a total of 182.5. Satara Baxendale, Huron High School, a forward dive with a half twist in the straight position. Score for Satara, 17.1 for a total of 129.65. Rachel Bryant White from Saline, a back one somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Rachel, 22.10 for a total of 162.2. Madison Bell, Ann Arbor Pioneer, reverse dive in the pike position. Award for Madison, 23.8, a total of 172.25. Joe Vikovicius, Skyline, a reverse dive in the tuck. It's a 1.6 degree of difficulty. Score for Jill, 24.8 for a total of 172.10. That brings us to Alex Mercier from Pioneer, who I have in third place after the last round. Alex will dive a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Score for Alex, 32.3 for a total of 246.05 after 7 dives. Gabriella Richardson, who I have in 5th after the last round. That was a back 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Gabriella, 25 even for a total of 218.9. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a reverse dive in the pike position. Scores for Jordan, 27.2 and a total of 189.65. That brings us to Camille Lafleur from Celine, a back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Camille, 24.65 and a total of 168.95. Isabel Basalto, Celine High School, a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Isabel, 19.55 for a total of 139 even. Natalie Mello to round out round 7 from Pioneer, a reverse dive in the tuck position. Award for Natalie, 24.8 for a total of 182.45. Hannah will start round 8 with a reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. Hannah Ross from Celine High School. Awards for Hannah, 20 with a total of 144.10. Annie Costello, our leader, a forward 2 somersault with the pike. Degree of difficulty 2.3. Score for Annie, 46 for a total of 307.8. Ava Turner, Saline High School, a reverse dive in the pike. Score for Ava: 32.3 on the die for a total of 239.8. Maddie Robbins from Skyline, a forward 1.5 somersault in the tucked position. Score for Maddie: 21.6 for a total of 141.8. Ella Hobson, Saline High School, a back one somersault with a half twist in the free position. $21.25 for a total of 172.25. Alice English, who has slipped to third place after the last round, Saline High School, a back dive in the pike. Score for Alice: 33.6 for a total of 283.1. Julie Park, inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Julie with Ann Arbor Huron. Score for Julie: 36.3 for a total of 248.65. Avery Mikowski, Saline High School, a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Avery: 22.8 and a total of 183.05. Violet Schrag with Skyline, a 202A, back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Violet: 'Still holding for the score for Violet. There we go, 24.65, a total of 195.9. That brings us to Maddie Thomas from Ann Arbor Huron, a reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. That was Maggie Thomas. I think I said Maddie. My apologies. 17.6, 173.35 for a total. Sophia Parasek, Saline High School, a back 1 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Sophia. 2210 for a total of 180.65. Erica Schultz next from Saline High School, a reverse dive in the tuck position. Score for Erica 18-4 and a total of 160.5 after 8 dives. Peyton Horning from Skyline, an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Peyton, 36.3 and a total of 218.8. Satara Baxendale, Ann Arbor Huron, a forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Satara, 19.2 for a total of 148.85. That brings us to Rachel Bryant White from Saline High School, a reverse dive in the tuck position. Score for Rachel, 17.6 for a total of 179.8. Madison Bell, Ann Arbor Pioneer, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Madison, 24 even for a total of 196.25. Jill Vikovicius from Skyline with a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Jill, 23.75 and a total of 195.85. Alex Mercer, who I have climbing to second place after the seventh round, will do a forward 2.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Score for Alex, 28.8 for a total of 274.85. Gabriella Richards, Saline High School, reverse dive in the pike. Scores for Gabriella, 31.45 and a total of 250.35. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a forward 1 somersault with 1 twist in the free position. 28.5 for Jordan, and a total of 218.15. This is Camille LaFleur. Saline High School. That's a reverse one somersault in the tuck. Score for Camille, 21.6 and a total of 190.55. Isabel Basalto, Saline High School. Forward one somersault with a full twist in the free position. $21.85 for Isabel and a total of 160.85. This is Natalie Mello from Pioneer, a reverse one somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Annie, 20 even, for a total of 202.45. So that completes the 8th round. We have 1 round to go. I have a 9th round on the sheet. Boards are open. I have to admit, I don't know what's going on here. I have I'm surprised to get 9 rounds of diving, but I think there's a break being built in before the last dive for some reason. My results are absolutely unofficial. I've been doing my best to try to track them as they come across the board. I believe after 8th round, I'm most confident that Annie Costello from Ann Arbor Huron is in the first position with a score of 307.8. Second has gone back to Alice English from Saline High School with a score of 283.10. And third is Alex Mercier from Pioneer with a score of 274.85. I believe next, in 4th place, is Gabriella Richards from Saline High School with a score of 250.35. And 5th is Julie Park from Ann Arbor Huron with a score of 248.65. So I believe that's your top 5 there, if I have not missed anybody. There's a lot of swimmers and scores to track. A diver on the board, this is not a scored dive. I think maybe they're going to get to they're going to find out what their final position is going into the last dive, and they're going to get to practice or warm up. Stand by. Why maybe I figure this out a little bit. So, a word on the street is that they're making some type of a cut. They're doing some scoring to find out who the top divers are before we proceed to the last round. Or I don't know if they're cutting divers or whether they're just going to reorder the divers by score and seed. Still trying to find out. If we can uncover the truth for you or see what's happening, we'll let you know. Thank you.
So what is it top? So do you have a list of who?
I think it's not official, but I think you can tell that Annie Garcia is first. Alice is in second. Alexander's third. Gabby's fourth, and Julie's fifth.
Okay.
I believe.
Thank you.
You're a prince for doing this. true. It's just really true. And you taking the time, making the effort, and all that. But I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that. Don't go anywhere. I think this break could be a few minutes, obviously, and I'll be sorting out, seeing if I can find out what's going on for us. So I've gathered a little more information, and we'll do our best. I can tell this is not going to be easy to sort out. They are going to reduce the last round, the 9th round, to the top 16 divers. I probably could not sort and calculate for you fast enough who the top 16 are, so we're just going to have to see when they get there. The top 5, as I have them, and I am not official by any means, is Anna Costello from Huron in 1st, Alice English from Celine in 2nd, Alexandra Mercier from Pioneer in 3rd, Gabriella Richards from Celine in 4th, and Julie Park from Huron is in 5th. And then another 11 divers after that will come forward. But they're trying to sort out also the team portion of this, because they will do some team scoring with the top 4 divers from each school. But that's the confusing part is that doesn't guarantee that each school will have 4 divers in the top 16. So that's the part we're just going to have to wait and see how it unfolds, and see who comes to the board for this last round. So stand by while they work through this, and if I can get more information, I will be happy to share it with you. And as I dive through the sheets of paperwork here, I was incorrect again about there only being 9 rounds. There's going to be a total of 11 rounds of diving. So we have 3 more rounds of diving after the cut to the final 16. Thanks for having patience with me while I sort this out. This is why I have a day job.
So is it top 16? Is that what it is?
I guess so, for three rounds.
Okay, good. Do you need me to run down anything for you?
Thanks.
Okay.
No, thanks.
Just let me know.
Thank you.
top 16?
I don't. It would be a little too hard from this one.
When,
Again, thanks for holding with us and being patient. They are working out the list of 16 divers, and we're still in I won't call it a warm-up period, but a keeping warm period while they wait for the final 3 rounds, rounds 9, 10, and 11. So if you're still listening and through this pause here while they sort out, I have done my best. Oh, wait. No, I'm going to need to find one more before I sort out the top 16. Okay, I think I have found the top 16. Again, my scoring is not official by any means. I scribbled the scores down on a sheet of paper as they come on the scoreboard and cycle through so I can try to keep track. But based on what I have noted, the top 16 should be, and this is not in order of scores, this is just the diving order. of people that are in the top 16. Oh, wait a minute here. Okay, I believe I've got the top 16. Not again in rankings or scoring position, but just in diving order. So making the cut should be Annie Costello from Ann Arbor Huron, Ava Turner from Saline High School, Ella Hobson from Saline High School, Alice English from Saline, Julie Park from Huron, Violet Schrag from Skyline, Sophia Parasek from Saline, Peyton Horning. Avery Mikowski. I think I jumped over Avery Mikowski. Avery Mikowski will make it. Peyton Horning from Skyline. Madison Bell from Pioneer. Jill Vikovicius from Skyline. Alex Mercier from Pioneer. Gabriella Richards from Saline. Jordan Marion from Pioneer. Camille LaFleur from Saline. And Natalie Mello from Pioneer. I think those are the top 16 that I'm expecting. And they're still paused. I'm not certain when we will resume. I'll try to find that out. Well, we're getting close. I understand. I see a runner bringing me a new dive order and dive sheet. So we'll see what we get here, and I can verify what I've shared with you already or clean up any mistakes that I've made. So sit tight. Should have some more information in just a couple moments. Okay. I am reading through this for the very first time, so I figured it out as we go. In the 9th round, we are going to start. I don't believe they did it by score. It looks like they just did it in some other type of order, but the first diver in round 9 will be Annie Costello from Ann Arbor, Huron. The second diver, Ava Turner, Saline High School, followed by Ella Hobson from Saline, Alice English from Saline, Julie Park, Ann Arbor, Ann Arbor, Huron, Avery Mikowski, Saline High School, Violet Schrag, Skyline, Maggie Thomas, Huron, Sophia Parasek, Saline, Peyton Horning, Skyline, Rachel Bryant White, Saline, Madison Bell, Pioneer, Jill Vikovicius, Skyline, Alexandra Mercier, Pioneer, Gabriella Richards, Saline, Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor, Pioneer, Camille LaFleur, Saline, Isabel Basolto, Saline, and Natalie Mello, Pioneer. So I don't think, from looking at it, that these are the top 16 scorers. I think they have given us, well, maybe they are, because there's more than 4 from Saline. There's 9 divers from Saline. 4 divers from Pioneer. 3 divers from Huron. And 2 divers from Skyline. So, again, that's why I did my best to track the scores on the board as they went through, but I think my original list had a couple that were off. So this is the diving order, though. Costello, Turner, Hobson, English, Park, Mikowski, Schrag, Thomas, Parasek, Horning, Bryant White, Bell, Vikovicius, Mercier, Richards, Marion, LaFleur, Basalto, and Mello. Are they changing? Well, I'm almost afraid to share any information with you at all because it's changing here at the Bird Bath. They are in the process of running another sheet, so I just took the time to read through you the diving order and the people that were in the top 16, and that may change again. It may be updated one more time, so I'm waiting for yet another sheet to get you in order. Again, thanks for your patience. Still holding for the updated sheet so that we can get the list of the divers in the finals. They must be working on something. The situation is I'm up on the balcony at the pool and the officials are down on the deck, and I lean over and ask questions of the people down on the deck every once in a while to try to get a little bit of information here and there. But it can be hard to assess exactly what's happening on the deck. So please sit tight just a little bit more. Thank you so much. All right, I have been handed yet again another list of divers. The divers on the list now are Ava Costello from Huron, Annie Costello from Huron, Ava Turner from Saline High School, Maddie Robinson from Skyline, Alice English from Saline, Julie Park from Huron, Avery Mikowski from Saline, Violet Schrag, Skyline, Maggie Thomas, Huron, Sophia Parasak, Saline, Peyton Horning, Skyline, Satara Baxendale, Huron, Rachel Bryant White, Saline, Madison Bell, Pioneer, Jill Vikovicius, Skyline, Alexandra Mercier, Pioneer, Gabriella Richards, Saline, Jordan Marion, Pioneer, Camille LaFleur, Saline, Natalie Mello, Pioneer. So that are the 16 divers I've been presented with now. The pool announcer is reading to the divers what the order is going to be, because I don't know that they know. So we have 7 divers from Saline.
Yeah, 4 that scored and 3 are exhibition. Why, I'm not sure, but
So some of these are diving exhibition, and 4 that so 4 of them that from Saline will score points,
right,
while the other 3 are going to dive exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
And why they were selected, though, because if we look at Skyline, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 from Skyline.
Right, 4 from each team.
4 from each team.
That's
Pioneer,
4.
Pioneer, 4. 4 from Pioneer. Pioneer, because Huron, Pioneer, and Skyline and Saline if there was 4 from each team, that would be 16 right there. So somebody can't have 4. Skyline, 1, 2,
We have
3,
17
4.
total.
I think I counted 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we have 19 divers, but only the top 16 are going to score, and the other
Right.
3 are diving exhibition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to, again, just to give everybody an idea. I believe the top 16 scorers are Costello, Turner, Hobson, English, Park, Mikowski, Schrag, Parasek, Horning, Bell, Vikovicius, Mercer, Richards, Marion, LaFleur, and Mello. I believe those are the top 16 individual scorers in the event. But those, we'll see. We obviously have more than that diving and a few diving exhibition. So again, as the scores appear on the board, I'll read the scores out and try to capture the totals and see if we can sort out what's going on in real time. Hopefully they'll get the diving going pretty shortly here, and we can sort this out. We do know that each of the 19 remaining divers will dive 3 more dives, the 9th, 10th, and 11th rounds. So that's what's scheduled. And
Keep them on real time. There's a meet manager app.
yes, as a meet manager, we always point folks to Meet Mobile to be sure to
there you
go check scores and standings with
There
Meet
you
Mobile to keep it all square and
It's a good
straight.
thing.
All right. So we're still waiting now to see something get going here.
Awkward, not.
And they still don't be looking to get started on the diving though. So I'm not certain what this delay is, and we'll try to find out. Okay, sounds like they're ready to get going. And as for all the shenanigans that just took place, one best source of information will ask your diver when they get home tonight. First diver, Annie Costello, from Huron. A forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck with a free twist. Scores for Annie, 46.2 for a total of 354 even. Ava Turner, Saline High School, a reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Ava, 25.6 for a total of 265.4. Maddie Robbins, Skyline, a forward 1 somersault with a half twist in the free. Scores for Maddie 20.4 for a total of 162.2. This is Alice English from Saline High School. A back 1.5 somersault in the pike position. Score for Alice 37.95 for a total of 321.05. Julie Park from Huron, a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Julie 31.35 for a total of 280. Avery Mikowski, Celine, a forward 1 somersault in the pike position. Scores for Avery 15.75 for a total of 198.8. Violet Schrag from Skyline, a forward 1 somersault with 1 twist in the free. Scores for Violet 19.55 for a total of 215.85. This is Maggie. That was a reverse dive in the tuck. 12.8 for a total of 186.15. Sophia Parasak, forward dive in the tuck. Scores for Sophia 21 for a 201.65. This is Peyton Horning, reverse dive in the tuck from Skyline. $24 for a total of 242.80. Satara Braxendale. There's a reverse dive in the tuck. 16.8 for a total of 165.65. This is Rachel Bryant White with a back dive in the tuck. Scores for Rachel 21.75 for a total of 201.55. Madison Bell, Pioneer, a forward dive in the pike. 18.2 for Madison, a total of 214.45. Jill Vicious from Skyline, a forward 1.5 somersault twist in the free position. Scores for Jill: 20.4 for a total of 216.25. Alex Mercier, a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Alex: 37.8 for a total of 312.65. Gabriella Richards is next from Celine. Forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. $31.35 for a score of 281.70. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer. A back 1 somersault with half a twist in the free position. Scores for Jordan: 28.9, a total of 247.05. Camille Celine, a reverse dive in the tuck. Score for Camille: 19.2 for a total of 209.75. Natalie Mello, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a back dive in the pike. Natalie, 19.2 for a total of 221.65. Starting at round 10, back to Annie from Huron. A forward 2.5 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Annie: 57.6 for a total of 411.60. Ava Turner, Celine, inward 1 somersault in the tuck. Score for Ava: 25.6, a total of 291 even. Maddie Robinson from Skyline, reverse 1 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Maddie: 20.8 for 183 total. Alice English, Saline High School, forward 1.5 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Alice, 31-9 for a total of 352.95. Julie Park from Huron, a reverse 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Score for Julie, 24-15, a total of 304.15. Avery from Saline, a back dive in the straight position. Scores for Avery, 20.4 for a total of 219.2. Violet Schrag from Skyline. So forward 1 somersault in the tuck. Nope, that was straight. Forward 1 somersault straight. And 23.2 with a total of 239.05 for Violet. Maggie Thomas from Huron, a forward 1.5 somersault in the pike. Scores for Maggie, 21.25 for a total of 207.4. Sophia Parasak, Saline High School, a back 1 somersault in the tuck. Awards for Sophia, 21 for a total of 222.65. Peyton Horning will be next from Skyline with a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist in the free position. Peyton scores 21 for a total of 263.8. Satara Baxendale from Huron, a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Scores for Satara, 19.95, the total score of 185.6. Rachel Bryant White from Saline, a reverse 1 somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Rachel, 16.8 for a total of 218.35. Madison Bell from Pioneer. They're discussing something. I think they just updated Rachel's scores to 19.2 for a total of 220.75. Now it'll be Madison Bell. This a forward one somersault in the straight position. Madison score. $14.4 for Madison, 228.85 for a total score. Jill Vikovicius, Skyline High School, a reverse one somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Jill. 15.2 for a total of 231.45. Alex Mercier from Pioneer, a reverse 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Score for Alex, 45.5 for a total of 357.80. Gabriella Richards from Saline, a forward 1.5 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Gabriella's score, 31.9 for a total of 313.60. Jordan Marion, Ann Arbor Pioneer, a reverse one somersault in the tuck. Score for Jordan, 25.6 for a total of 272.65. Camille Lafleur, Saline High School, a back one somersault with a half twist in the free position. Score for Camille, 22.10 for a total of 231.85. And this brings us to the final diver, around 10 is Natalie Mello. That was an inward one somersault with a pike. Natalie scores 27.20 for a total of 248.85. So this brings us to the final round. I have Annie Costello in first with a total of 411.6, followed by Alex Mercer, 357.80. This is Annie's final dive, inward 1.5 somersault with a pike. Score for Annie, 46.8 for a final score of 458.4. Ava's final dive is an inward 1.5 somersault with a pike. Oh, I'm sorry, they updated the board late. She's doing a back 1.5 somersault with half twist in the free position. Ava, from Celine. Score 28.35 and a total of 319.35. Madiar from Skyline, a forward one somersault in the straight position. Score for Maddie, 20 even for a final score of 203 even. Alice from Celine, a forward 1.5 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Alice, 18 for a final score of 370.95. Julie from Huron will do a back 1 somersault with a 1.5 twist in the free position. Scores for Julie, 41.4 for a total of 345.55. Avery from Celine will do a reverse dive in the tuck. Score for Avery, 19.2 and a final score of 238.4. Violet Schrag from Skyline, her final dive will be a reverse somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Violet, 21.6 and a final score of 260.65. Maggie from Huron will do a forward 2 somersaults in the tuck position for her final dive. Score for Maggie, 23.10 and a final score of 230.5. Sophia is next. From Celine, an inward 1 somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Sophia, 24 even and a final score of 246.65. Peyton Horning from Skyline, a back 1 somersault in the straight position. Score for Peyton, 24.65, a final score of 288.45. Satara from Huron, a forward 2 somersaults in the tuck position. Scores for Satara. $12.1, a final score of 197.7. Next is Rachel from Celine with a forward 1 somersault in the pike. Scores for Rachel. 24.75, a final score of 245.5. Madison is next. Madison from Pioneer will do a forward 1 somersault with a full twist in the free position. Score for Madison. 7.6 for a total of 236.45. Jill Fikavicius from Skyline, her final dive, a inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Jill. 28.6 and a final score of 260.05. Alex from Pioneer, a forward 2 somersaults in the pike. Score 39.10 and a final score of 396.9. Gabriella from Selena's next with a reverse 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Gabriella, 22.05 and a final score of 335.65. Jordan from Pioneer will do an inward 1 somersault in the tuck position. Score for Jordan. 24.8 and a final score of 297.45. Camille from Celine, her last dive will be an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Scores for Camille. 18.7 and a final score of 250.55. And our last diver, and I know it's the last diver because I'm finally out of paper to read, is Natalie from Pioneer with an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck. Scores for Natalie. 38.5 and a total of 287.35. So that should do it for the diving, and give me just a moment to do some absolutely unofficial calculations here. Okay. These are absolutely unofficial, but I dare to go any farther than the top 5 that I can find because of the way that they mixed up the scores at the end here and how they're going to do the final score. So as always, check Meet Mobile for the final results in the match. But by my notes, finishing in first place is Annie Costello from Ann Arbor, Huron, with a final score of 458.4. Finishing in second place should be Alex Mercier from Pioneer with a total score of 370.95. Nope, I'm sorry. Yeah, 396.90. Alex. Second is Alex from Pioneer with a total of 396.90. Finishing third is Alice English from Saline with a score of 370.95. Finishing fourth is Julie Park from Huron with a final score of 345.55. And finishing fifth from Saline, Gabriella Richards with a final score of 335.65. I am sure they will be calculating the team results. I don't know that they're going to announce them or anytime soon. So I will go ahead and wrap the broadcast here. I'll thank you all for joining in and listening and having great patience while I sort through all the information coming at me from the pool deck. I hope it was not too confusing and you're able to follow along and get some value out of the broadcast here. So thanks again for watching the stream, and we may see you on another stream somewhere down the road.